Hi everyone, Nicholas Buffett here from sunny Cyprus, and welcome to this tutorial which is on the 2025 February-March paper variation 2-1. This particular tutorial is focusing on task 4, which is the presentation and the chart design, essentially PowerPoint and creating a chart in Excel. For the previous tasks, task 1 and 2, which is the evidence document word processing, or task 3, which was the databases, go to my playlist and you're going to find the other components for this paper there. While you're doing that, you know the drill, like and subscribe. Now, this particular task, which is on PowerPoint for this paper, is not a bad paper. It's actually just having a quick look through it. It's you just need to pay attention to detail, but there isn't really anything which is that complicated. Nothing that we haven't seen in the past 2-3 years since the syllabus changed in 2023. So let's get started. Okay, first step as always, let's have a look at the question paper. So it says here for task 4 presentation, you're going to create a short presentation. All slides must have a consistent layout and formatting. Create a presentation of 8 slides using the file m2521presentation.rtf. Unless otherwise instructed, the slides must display a title and a bulleted list. Okay, so let's go and do that first. So our first stop is going to be where our files are, where we've got all the files, all our resources. I'm going to right click in here. I'm going to go to new. I'm going to create a new PowerPoint presentation. I'm just going to call this, I don't know, say 2025 March. Oh, I was going to call it something. There we go. Let's just do that again. 2025 March 2-1. And I'm going to open up PowerPoint. Okay, so here's my PowerPoint. This is a blank slate. There are no slides in here. The first thing I'm going to do is where I've got the new slide in the home ribbon here, I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go to slides from outline. From here, I'm going to find my file. So it's this one here, M2521 presentation. Click on that and choose insert. There you go. And I should have 8 slides. And we can see here we've got 8 slides. All the slides have a heading and bullets, which is exactly what it said would happen. So that's the first part. Let's go to the question paper. So 20 is finished. We're going to go to 21. Place in the header automated slide numbers center aligned. Include your name, center number, and candidate number on every slide. It doesn't say where. So I can just add this anywhere I want. Make sure that these items appear in the same position on every slide. So that basically means use the slide master. Now, again, you don't have to. If you simply add everything on the first slide and copy paste it on the other 8 slides, they will never know. So as long as what you do looks correct on paper, that's fine. But it's so much easier just to go to my view, go to the slide master. And remember, you need to scroll. This is the last one. It opens it up down here. I need to scroll all the way up to go to that very first one here. This one here, you can see it's bigger. And all of these have got these dotted lines, which means they're connected to this master slide here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to select this one here. And I want to put my page number at the top. Now, you always get these things at the bottom. I hate them because I never use them. And sometimes if I do use them, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So I'm just going to select all of these at the bottom and just get rid of them. Again, you don't have to. This is just me being awkward. So I'm going to insert a text box. And then I'm going to choose my text box here. And what I'm going to do, because I want the page number in the middle, I'm just going to draw a text box which goes from one side all the way to the other side, like so. Okay. And then inside this text box, I'm going to go to insert and I'm going to put slide number. And from here, if I go to home and I tell it to center align it, because my text box is the whole width of the slide, it throws it smack bang in the middle. So that's perfect. I know my number, my page number, my slide number, just make that a bit smaller there, is center aligned. Okay, if my text box was only this big, it center aligns it in the text box, not in the slide. So by making the text box take the whole width, I know where the center is. Now it says I want to include my name, center number, and candidate number on every slide. Well, I'm just going to add again, insert, just click away, insert a text box. And I'm going to put this bottom right down here. I'm going to write my details. And I'm just going to move that up so it doesn't fall off. And again, I'm going to align this to the right so it's nice and neat on the right. And when I go back to my normal view now, view, normal, I've got my slide number at the top in the center, my details at the bottom, and this is the same on every slide. Okay, perfect. Okay, number 22, change slide 1 to have a title slide layout with no bullets. Make sure all text on this slide is center aligned. Now, this basically means just change it into the slide layout title. So I'm going to go to the very first slide, go to my layout. I'm going to use the title slide. Why? Because it center aligns the title, it center aligns the subheading here, and there are no bullets. And if it adds this design ideas for you, automatically just press undo, Control Z, and just close the design ideas. It shouldn't do in your exam because you shouldn't have internet, and the design ideas actually need internet. So that's a no-no. Right, so from here, I've done that. I can now go back to my question paper. So I've done that. On slide 1, enter a new line below the subtitle, major crops around the world. The text, a presentation by, I'm just going to copy that because I'm lazy. Presentation by, followed by your name. Format this new line in the same style as the subtitle. Okay, so it just wants a new line. So I'm just going to double click here, go to the end, press enter, and I'm simply going to paste my text. And because I pressed enter from here, down here, it used the same formatting. If I didn't, because I'm copy pasting, now you're going to have to type it out anyway. But if I didn't and it used a different one, then I can just select this, use my pasting tool here, and just paste over that, and it'll be exactly the same. There you go. Can you see it's changed? So now the font size and everything is exactly the same. A presentation by. I sometimes forget things because I start doing something and then I explain what I'm doing, and it kind of takes me off track, and that's where you find that I've made some mistakes. Okay, so followed by your name. It doesn't want center number. All right, so that's finished. So I'm just going to do a quick save, Control S on the keyboard, jump over here and have a look at the question paper. So we've done number 23. Use the data in the file M2521 world yield.csv to create a line graph to display only the crop yields for rice, wheat, and maize for the years 2011, 2021. Format the chart so that the crop names are displayed in a legend below the category axes. So these are the, okay, so we'll have to have the crop names there as well. The year labels are displayed vertically on the category axis. So I want the years to be the category. And it just gives you a small sample of what it means. So let's go and do that now. So for this, I'm going to open up my file, M25 world. Where is it? World, no, that one, world yield CSV. So I'm going to double click on this to open it in Excel. I always create my charts in Excel. Now, again, guys, I have a tutorial. Go to my Excel playlists. Inside that playlist, you will find the playlist on creating charts. Everything you need to know about charts. Okay, so it's a fantastic tutorial on how to generate charts. Now, for this, in that tutorial, you're going to see that I always suggest you delete that top left corner. So where we've got here the year, and these are the years, and here you've got the field headings. This here is not important because these are the field headings and these are the data for that particular field. These are just the years. We're not going to plot this data. Okay, and because this is numbers, it may plot that data as a value. So to always be safe, delete the top left corner of that table. That's the easiest way. Now what I'm going to do, instead of selecting the areas it wants by selecting, I don't know, say 2011 and control, and then 2021, and then creating the chart and adding the titles, here's the easiest way to do this. I'm going to select, in fact, let's see if this will actually mess up if I do it like this. Let's have a look. So if I've put back the word year in the top left one. I'm going to go to insert. I'm going to create a line chart. And let's see what it does. So, and can you see here, it's put the year as a category. It's plotting it. And that's why they do this. They do this on purpose. Okay. So it's using the year as a category. So now if I delete that word year from there, it will automatically see that these are the categories. These are not plottable values. So again, I'm going to select everything just like before. And this time I'm going to go to insert. I'm going to create a line chart there. And can you see now year is not a category, all right? Because we've removed that. And can you see over here, that first cell here is not being used. So always get rid of that first cell because they're going to do this to trick you. Now, this is giving me more data than I need. So I'm going to right click anywhere inside my chart area, and I'm going to choose select data. And from here, I can see everything it's using. In other words, I only want to include, where are we? Major crops around the world. No, right. Use this, create line chart to display the crop yields for rice, wheat, and maize. So I'm going to remove all the ticks and only leave the ones for rice, wheat, and maize. Okay, so that's all I want. And I only want the years 2000 for the years 2011 to 2021. All right, so from 2000 to 2000, so I want everything included. Well, that's a bit of a play with words there. The first time I thought it was only 2011 and only 2021, but I was wrong. So I don't need 2010. Okay, I want 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Okay, so only for the years 2000 to 2000. So I just don't want 2010. Click on OK, and there we go. And there's my line chart. And it's got only for those years there and only for rice, wheat, and maize. Perfect. Now, the next thing that I want to do, if we just go to our question paper, you see there's a tricky thing there. It says for the years 2011 to 2021, not and. So be very careful with the words. Format the chart so that the crop names are displayed in a legend below the category axes. So we've already done that. You can see here are the crop names. This is my legend down here. So it's got those there. And then the year labels are displayed vertically on the category axis. So like this. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to click here to select these here. Now, if I double click on them, it opens up the properties for that. And if I look in here, I should be able to, if I go to this one here, which is the direction, it's got text direction, horizontal, I want vertical. And I want to make sure that it's going to be facing exactly the same way as in this paper. So top down, let's click on that one. There we go. And if I have a look now, you can see we're reading it. If I tilt my head to the left, it's vertical. That's correct. Okay, let's go back to the question paper. So we've done that and we've done that. And that's what they should look like that there. Good. Right, label the chart at the top with the title World Crop Yields. Now, capital letters for each word. The category axis title is year. All right, so let's just go do the title. So I'm going to click on my chart title, select all of that, and you would type that out and you would type it out correctly. I need the axis label, so I'm going to click on the plus sign and I'm going to click on axis labels. That's going to give me the axis labels there. So I want the category axis title to be year. So that one should be year. And then the next one should be tones per hectare. So I'm going to copy that in. Again, I'm lazy. There we go, tones per hectare. Again, capital letters where it displays capital letters. And then it says, format the value axis scale to display 3 is the minimum and 6 for the maximum. So for that, I can see it's going from 1 to 7. So I'm going to click on the values here. When I double click on, when I double click on them over here, if we go to the properties, and we can now see when we expand this, the minimum here is 0. I want that to be 3. The maximum is 6. I'm going to change that to 6. It doesn't say anything about the major lines, whether it's incrementing in 0.5 or not. So we can leave that as it is. We don't need to. I can change that to a 1. I can leave it as a 0.5. It doesn't matter. As long as it starts with 3 and ends with 6. It doesn't say anything else. Okay, so let's move on. Now, place the chart. So I've done all of that. So now it says place the chart to the right of the bullets with the slide, adapting to increasing demand. Make sure that no words are split. All the data labels are fully visible. The chart and its contents do not overlap any slide items. Print only this slide as a full page. Okay, so I'm going to click on this, right click, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to my PowerPoint presentation. I want adapting to increasing demand. This one. And I want it to be, let's just make sure no words are order to the right of the bullets. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to squish my bullets over here on the right. Actually, I should do that the other way around, because I want it to the right of the bullet. So bring that over here, and I'm going to place my chart to the right here. And I'm going to make it large enough for it to be nicely readable. Okay, so I've got my text over here on the left, my chart to the right, my title, my headings, everything looks okay. It looks correct, so I can move on. Oh, I now need to print only this slide. So with this slide selected, you're going to go to File, Print. And then from here, you don't want to print all slides. You're going to print the current slide. The actual slide you're looking at, it's this one here. And it says down here, 1 of 1. Can you see down here? So that means I'm only going to print one slide. I will choose my printer and I will print. Okay, so I want this as a full slide, and it's only going to print this on its own. It's amazing how many students still have problems with printing. Here we're on 28. Insert a new slide as slide 2 with the title and bullet list layout. Enter this text. All right, so there's a couple of ways. So I want to add this as a title, and these are the 3 bullets. Format the title and bullets to have the same font style, size, and formatting as the other slides. All right, so I want this to be slide 2. So the easiest way to do this, because I want this to be the same format as everything else, then I'm just going to duplicate slide 2. Now you can do an insert a new slide and check. So if I was to go new slide, change it from here, I change the layout to title and content, add everything in, and then I need to make sure everything is correct and change the format and everything. So the easiest way to do this, I'm just going to delete that. I'm just going to duplicate this slide. So I've got 2 which are the same. This is going to be my second one. And I'm just going to write in the data it wants. And everything will be correct. So it wants the challenge. And then I'm going to add in the next ones. So I'm just going to take these like this. Actually, why don't I just type these out? Let's stop being lazy. So increasing population in the next, and you can see I don't need to worry about the formatting because I've used the slide with the correct formatting. Increasing need for food. Again, check the spelling, make sure capital letters are correct. And then this one, climate change. Climate change is threatening crops. And that's it. It only wants it. So I'm just going to press delete to remove everything else. And look at that. That's it. That's all I had to do. It's got my page number at the top. It's got everything in the right format. My details are there. I don't need to worry about any of the formatting. Perfect. Format the title. So we've done all of that because we've used the previous slide. All right. Add an action button below the bulleted text on the last slide so that when clicked, it goes to the first slide in the presentation. Take screenshot evidence to show that the location button links to the correct slide. Place this in your evidence document. Okay, so I want to go to the last slide. and it says add an action button below the text. So you can use a shape, okay, but it's easier using an action button. So you can do insert and just put a shape, I don't know, just put a square there, and then from there you can just go to double click in there, first slide. Now I can click on this button here to select it. I can right click on it, and I can then put link, and I can say go to place in this document, first slide, and if I click on OK, it now makes that a button. Can you see if I put my mouse over it, it's got that there. And if I now right click on that and say edit link, I can use this here, take a screenshot of that, and that will be fine. So that's one way. You can add a link to shapes or to text or anyway. That's one way. An action button, essentially, they're using the word action button. And that basically is when you go to insert and you go to shapes, you've got down at the bottom, down here, it's got action button. So you can choose one of these. And the beautiful thing is, so if I click on home, this home one, as soon as I click and draw on it, it will open up the dialog box for me automatically. So I don't have to think about right clicking and going to a particular a section in the context menu. And it says hyperlink to first slide, or I can choose any other slide. So I'm going to go to my first slide. Click OK, and that's it. Now I can leave that blue if I want. It really doesn't matter. It didn't say anything about that. But if I did want to format the shape, I can actually just put the outline to make it, because I'm not going to be printing in color. Now for my evidence, I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to go to edit link. I'm going to take this, put that next to my button. I'm going to take a screenshot, which includes the button and the dialog box. It includes everything, okay? And that's what I'm going to put in my evidence document for 29. Make that a bit smaller so it fits on my page. There we go. Now, what you don't want to do is to take a screenshot like this, which is what a lot of people do. They just do this. This doesn't mean anything. What is this linked to? It just says first slide. Okay, so please don't do that. Some people, they do a screenshot when they put their mouse on top here. I mean, sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't, and they take that little tip that comes up. You don't want that either. You want to do a right click, edit link, and then put this next to it. And then when you take your screenshot, they know that this is linked to the button. How? Because the button here is selected. It's got the sizing tabs around it. So this is what you selected, and this dialog box here is related to this. Okay? And that's that. So I've done that. We can now jump back. Okay, print all the slides as handouts with 3 slides to the page. And then it says print the evidence document, and we have finished. So let's just do this last part for printing. So for here, we're just going to go to File, Print. From File, Print, we want to print all of the slides now. So we're going to change this setting to print all slides. We don't want to print full slides. So you can see we've got 9 pages. That gives me something. Was I supposed to delete a page? No, I don't think so. So that's 9 slides. Oh, that will make sense. That's why they want 3, because it will be 3 pages, 3 slides to a page. I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes they ask you to add a new page and then they tell you to delete another one. I was just wondering in case I missed something, but I don't think I didn't. So all good. So from here, I want all the slides. That's 9 pages. Okay, we can see that down here. Now, from here, I don't want full pages. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to choose the one that says 3 slides. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Then let's go to the next page. 4, 5, 6. Next page. 3 of 3, 7, 8, 9. And of course, we had the slide where we printed the chart as 1 page, 1 whole page. So we will choose print, and we will print to our printer of choice. I've put my PDF. I'm just going to cancel that. That's it. And then finally, what we're going to do, we're going to print off our evidence document. Before we print the evidence document, guys, please make sure your name is on the top of every page or visible on every page where they told you. 2, make sure that each image goes with its heading, if there are headings. So step 1, this is step 1. Step 3, this is step 3. Don't have, for example, step 4 like we did here on this page, and then its picture over here. Why? Because sometimes if your pages get mixed up, then they won't know which one this is. This is 14, 15, 16, and 18. And then I've got, and that's it, 18, and then evidence number 29. And make sure you have checked, gone through, that you have done all the screenshots, all the evidence. This particular paper was good because you know exactly which question, the evidence number is the question you're supposed to do the evidence from. Okay, we're going to print that and we're finished. So if you've watched all 3 of the tutorials for this paper, for task 1, 2, 3, and 4, then you've watched the whole paper. This was not a bad paper. This was a very nice paper. Those of you that did this paper, you were very lucky. This was a beautiful paper. Nothing really complex in this. Okay. Now, for task 4, which was the presentation and the charts, what did we see? Well, the importing was easy. We didn't have much to do in the slide master. The chart had quite a few marks, but it wasn't that bad. The chart was only 4 marks, and then you had another 2. So in total, there were 7 marks for the chart. So that was a big chunk of marks. And we saw that, you know, if you didn't remove the top left corner, the year, then it will mess things up. It would use the year as a category, and that will really mess up your chart. So again, please go and watch the tutorial on charts in my Excel playlist. But apart from that, this was not a bad paper. And task 4 for the presentation, the charts, again, a really nice little paper. So if you did learn something new, you did like this video, you know the drill. Make sure you like and make sure you subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Me, Nikos Parfidis from sunny Cyprus, signing out. Take care. Bye-bye.